Gutter Trash is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
It's pulpy, action-packed adventure as Lobster Johnson fights the mob, ancient monsters, Nazis, and otherworldly menaces, while protecting a man with a technological marvel that everyone wants to get their hands on in Mike Mignola's The Iron Prometheus. Hello, welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 82. Lobster Johnson. My name is Eric.
My name is Jason.
Jason Lobster.
No.
Lobster Young.
I like the sound of that. Lobster.
Jason Johnson.
Jason Johnson. That sounds like my porno name.
What would your porno name be?
Well,
it's like your middle name and like your mother's maiden name or something.
Oh yeah,
like
it's like Shadow Smithville or Goopritz. Those are my two names.
Shadow Smithville?
Because
your middle name is Shadow?
No, you take the name of your first pet as your first name.
It's your middle
Shadow.
name.
No, I've always heard first pet.
I've always heard it's either middle name and first street you lived on, or middle name and your mother's maiden name.
Oh, weird. I thought that was how you figured out your Star Wars name. Yeah, but mine was, I always heard it was your first pet's name, and then the first street you lived on. That's your porno name.
Alright, so you're Shadow Smithville.
Shadow Smithville would be if you count my mom's cat and the house I grew up in.
I would say that counts.
But it sounds so much cooler if it's the first house I ever moved into on my own, and the first pet I ever bought on my own, which is Goopritz. I like Goopritz better than Shadow Smithville. Shadow Smithville sounds more like a radio host.
Yeah, well, Shadow Stevens.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah,
that's probably why.
Let's see. If we go with the way I said, middle name and first street, Alan Fudge.
Wow, I like that. Wow. You'd be packing them into the theaters with that name. It's pretty good. Alan Fudge.
Or if we go maiden name, it's Valentine. Alan Valentine.
Yeah.
Alan Fudge is better for the porn.
Yeah. Do you know what your Star Wars name is? Mine's Yaljamaide.
What's that?
You take the first three letters of your last name, and then add to that the first two letters of your first name.
Okay.
And then your Star Wars last name is the first two letters of your mother's maiden name, and then you add to that the first three letters of the city you were born in.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to write that down. It's a lot of vowels.
Yeah. That's a very Star Wars kind of motif to have a lot. Mine, yeah. Yeah, play at home, guys. Play at home.
Okay, so
your first name is
first three letters of my last name.
Yeah.
And the first two of my first name.
Right.
And then the first two letters of my mother's maiden name.
Yeah. And the first three of the city you were born in. Sorry, Joe.
Shower Vabi.
Ooh, that's a pretty good Star Wars name. You sound like a bounty hunter. Yaljamaide, I think. I kind of sound like a bounty hunter, too.
Yeah.
Wow. We're intergalactic bounty hunters.
I'm pretty sure that no matter what the name comes out, everyone who plays this game is going to justify it. Yeah, that sounds like a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be a Jawa. Or
like
a session player at the Mos Eisley.
Yeah. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. You get those matching suits and flutes. That'd be nice. Send us your Star Wars names, and we...
Yeah.
I don't know. We won't do anything with them.
No.
But we will read them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We're not good to our fans.
Well, what can we do?
We don't have any fans.
Well, I was going to say, what can we do if they send us their names? We can't really do anything with
We
it.
can talk about it next week. But,
Send us your Star Wars name and $10, and we'll sketch you as a Star Wars character.
Oh, you can.
Okay. Yeah.
I got stuff to do.
You know, I'm working on a Star Wars comic.
I know you are.
I'm almost finished.
Almost?
I'm literally finished, other than I need to draw a robot and letter a word that I don't know how to spell until I look at a Star Wars website.
You mean a word that doesn't exist in real life that you could pretty much make up how it sounds?
It's Utini, what the Jawa yells.
Yeah.
I think it's UTINI, but I want to make sure.
Who cares? Just do it.
But what if it's Oh, I don't...
Who gives a fuck?
But then if George Lucas sees the comic and likes it and decides to buy it, they'll have to hire a team of Photoshop specialists to go in there and edit it. And then
He'd probably do that anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
First, he's got to hire a team of people to move his chin so that he can get to it.
Aww.
Have you seen that fucking thing? It's like he's got a fucking life raft under his mouth.
Aww. But
he is clearly the case of like someone who grew his beard to simulate a jawline.
Okay. Yeah. I'm one of those people, too. I get this little nub of a chin that's not in there.
That's better than just, your chin extending from your forehead.
Right.
Which is, what George Lucas has.
Poor George.
No, not poor George. Fuck that guy. Fuck that multi-billionaire and his shitty movies and his constant need to retouch those shitty movies to make them shittier.
Yeah, that does suck. Man, I wish he wouldn't do that. I mean, not that that's anything new. I'm sure everyone's heard that already, but...
I mean, everyone wants, as artists, you and I can look back at something old that we did and say, man, this is what I would do differently.
Right.
Or, man, I wish I would have known how to do this back then. And, there's that want to do that.
Right.
But we don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that you've already released to the public where people
that
have,
fucking people worship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, people love this so much, I'm going to go back and change it.
Right.
And see if they love it even more.
Right. There's no point in that. They love it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You're making bajillions of dollars off of it. Leave it alone.
Exactly. Why not?
And I don't even like Star Wars, and here I am, railing against the man.
And his chin.
And his chin.
Yeah.
And his whorishness.
It is craptastic the way... I don't want to talk about George Lucas. I feel like every customer that comes in Mavericks, they either talk about how much they hate George tampering with Star Wars, or they just have a list of magic cards they want me to find. It's one or the other.
Because they don't know what they're looking for.
They have no idea. It's like walking into the grocery and going, I want to make some food. And you're like, well, did you figure out, kind of have an idea of at least,
what it is you're trying to make? Yeah.
Like, no, I just need help finding ingredients for my food.
Well, I mean, I can help you, but what are you thinking?
Dinner, probably some dinner.
Oh, hot, cold.
I don't know. I was gonna make the exact same dinner that someone made online, and I saw that he made it and he did really well with it, but I can't remember what was in it. I just want to make that dinner.
Do you know what it was called?
No, but I think he won. I think he won in some sort of contest. So I'm going to make that. That's what I want to make. Help me find those ingredients. It's a fucking card game. Just play it. Don't care about the winnings and the tournaments, kids. Come on. It's fun. It's a fun game. You loved it.
No, it's not a fun game, but if those assholes think it is, more power to them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So do people actually, I mean, I know they do come in and do, that little skit we just did.
Yeah.
But do people come in and just bitch about Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
All the time?
Well, not all the time.
Unprovoked?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, like they'll just see, like, a Darth Vader toy on the wall or something.
And they'll throws them into a rage.
Yeah, they just start talking about, everything. It's usually just episode 1, 2, and 3. It's not so much the changes that he made on the special ed versions, but
yeah.
because they were retarded, the changes that he made. But no, but yeah, usually just the 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
Did you hear what Diamond's doing? They sent us an email. They're thinking about starting in January of 2011.
Switching comic day to Tuesday?
Well, there's two options. They're either going to send us comics on Monday that we're not allowed to sell till Tuesday,
right,
or they're going to send them on Tuesday and, we just sell them normal time on Wednesday.
Right.
And we had to take this survey about what we thought and, like,
right,
which we'd prefer and all these other options. And
I did see that.
It's interesting. It's fucking interesting, man.
Yeah. Well, what did you guys...
Well, what we said is we would prefer them to send us on Tuesday to sell on Wednesday over the current method.
Right.
But they had another option that said...
Which is get them Wednesday, sell them Wednesday.
Sell them Wednesday,
right.
Yeah. Or they said there's even another option. They're like, what do you think about just keeping it the way it is, except for from now on, if there's a holiday on a Monday, we'll prepare so that you get the books on Wednesday. So from now on, it would always be on Wednesday no matter what. And I was like, I would rather have that. Because we lose a lot of sales to people, like, they come in on Wednesday, and
there's nothing there. They
just
walk out.
Even though, we try to always put up a sign the week before and tell people.
Right.
But yeah, then they probably buy it somewhere else. I think consistency is the key.
Because, this is just why would a comic book fan who went to your store to buy a comic book that did not come out that day,
but
is coming out the next day,
right?
Why would they go to a different store if they're going to have it on the same day too?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I mean, they just sometime later in the week they end up at that other store. Like, oh, I didn't see it at Mavericks. Oh, I'm right by, brand X comic book shop, Bell Book, and then they just stop in there.
Fearless Readers.
Yeah.
Bookery Fantasy. These are all your competitors?
Schumer's.
I barely registered them.
Superfly Comics.
Don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's in Yellow Springs.
Oh, of course I don't. You couldn't fucking pay me to go to Yellow Springs.
Aw. You didn't go to the street fair yesterday?
No.
You didn't go in the sweltering heat to watch hippies buy patchouli oil from each other? I like Yellow Springs. The street fair I only like when it's not hot.
I only like it when there's not hippies there.
In Yellow Springs?
In Yellow Springs.
Oh, so, yeah, okay.
So, never.
Yeah. That's pretty much not happening.
Yeah. If I accidentally wind up in Yellow Springs, I try to get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible.
I was there today. Actually, I went there for lunch.
I'm sorry.
The peaches? Peaches is awesome. You'd like peaches.
I do like a peach.
Mm-hmm.
I like a wide variety of fruits.
Mm-hmm. They have
peach and apples, pears, plums, strawberries, oranges, nectarines.
Do you like a
tangerines.
Tangelo? Do you like a Tangelo?
I don't believe I've ever had a Tangelo.
Oh. Yeah. You might like that.
Oh.
Do you like, what's that one?
A watermelon?
It's a watermelon and a banana somehow fused into one fruit. It's called a cherimoya.
Oh, you've told me about this.
Did I give you a piece of one?
Never
Really?
Have, yeah.
Oh man, cherimoyas. They're usually like $10 or $8 or something it's a pretty big piece of fruit. I mean, it's no watermelon, but
right.
It's bigger than a grapefruit. And they're so good. It's like a dessert though. I feel like bananas and watermelon, it's like somehow a hybrid of the two.
I do enjoy both.
Yeah.
Let's go get one.
We'll spring for one.
All right.
I've only ever seen them at Meijer. That's the only place I've ever seen them.
I know where a Meijer is.
24 hours.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take a break.
Take a break?
We'll do it later.
We just ate.
Maybe during our break we could go to Meijer and get a cherimoya. I wouldn't care.
All right.
Those are good.
Yeah. We'll see how we feel.
Okay.
Yeah. We're drinking a beer right now. I'm kind of full.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens once we wrap this fucker up.
Yeah. Have you said pretty much everything you want to say about the book?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really think of anything else.
All right. See you.
Make sure you read it. Or don't. Depending on whether we liked it or not, because I don't even know yet.
I don't know either. But I guess we could talk about it, huh?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Lobster Johnson, the Iron Prometheus. Oh, yeah, it is the Iron Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was just adding that in.
Excuse me.
But I was
Sorry,
not.
Joe.
It is what I said it was. A Hellboy spinoff, written by Mike Mignola, drawn by...
Jason Armstrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Had you read this before?
Nope.
So what'd you think?
Not a fan.
Really?
Yeah. Caveat. It seems like there's a lot to it that involves other Hellboy and BPRD books, and I have really fallen behind.
Okay.
So, definitely not my favorite thing that has ever come out of that universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never read anything with Lobster Johnson in it before. I've read maybe like 3 or 4 different Hellboy miniseries, but I don't remember ever seeing him.
Right.
He was in Hellboy, right? Or was he in BPRD?
Yeah, he was in Hellboy. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wake the Devil may be his first appearance, which I think was the second big Hellboy miniseries.
Well, I think I have read that one. That's weird. I just don't remember him then.
I could be wrong. I often am.
That's what I like about you. Because I feel better about myself when I'm right.
Well, do you like the fact that I can admit that I'm wrong? No, you prefer that I would just defend it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and then I can prove you wrong.
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, just humiliate me.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, now that I know about this new dynamic, I will try to...
try to make it happen for me.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fun.
It's fun. I mean, I didn't enjoy it pretty much only because of the reason I just said.
Right.
But I think if it would have been more standalone, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
I think I noticed a couple times where they referred to, like the villains or whatever, like they referred, or like the Doctor and Helena.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, these are probably characters, but it was like written in such a way that it didn't seem like I was reading a sequel necessarily. It just seemed like it reminded me. I mean, I know obviously like they're hitting you over the head with it, especially between issues with the like fake commercials for the pulp and the cereal and the cereal with an S, not a C. Right. Although I'd try Lobster Johnson cereal. Yeah. As long as it doesn't taste like lobster.
Right.
And lobster stays crunchy in milk. But
with the little marshmallow crabs, or claws.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Maybe they could tie it into Red Lobster.
Ooh.
But
ew.
It was just so much fun and like pulpy. Like it was such an homage to all things pulp.
Yeah.
Like it seemed to work by not like, because those old pulp things you can just start wherever. Like even the cereal, they used to do them in such a way, because I remember I used to watch the Crimson Ghost.
Right.
You could watch any of them, even though there's always a cliffhanger, because it always like it
resolves itself immediately with the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that sort of feeling where it's like just you can tell it's not about the story so much as it's just like the feel and the atmosphere,
the attitude. And,
Right.
I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I think it was mostly enjoyable, but I had some problems with it. That mostly, like, there are obvious things that are there are obvious things in it that are, you're supposed to think that these are like continuing, stories, like, characters who are introduced who are supposed to be in previous issues that don't actually ever exist.
Oh, right.
Right, but then there's also other characters who are in, like, the BPRD series, set during the modern times or, like, anything like that, which, do tie into this. And, I think when you have a series like this, you got to do one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, for those of you who don't know, I mean, it's, set in the 30s?
Late 30s.
He's kind of like a...
a...
Shadow... Batman, maybe?
Doc Savage, kind of... Yeah, very mysterious, masked vigilante.
And he has a team of... I always like that when there's like a team of like blue-collar dudes just working for the superhero.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a cool thing. Because, he's not by himself. I mean, he has this like team of people that I think they all live together in a headquarters or something, and they
like in the sewers.
He fights like spies, mafia,
Nazis, and the mob, crooks. He is essentially the Shadow, or like even the Rocketeer,
right?
Like that type of character. Totally human, although he may have a power or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does that thing with his hand where he burns a lobster symbol into the corpses that he kills.
Right.
But I don't know
like even some of the living people, too.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like a power, though, or if that's
it's just part of the glove.
Technology, yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really fun, and I thought the art was awesome. I had never heard of Jason Armstrong. Like, I don't know who that is.
This is the first time I've ever seen his work. He's kind of like a combination between Mike Mignola and Guy Davis.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say definitely Guy Davis, like maybe 60%. But But yeah, it seems like there's something else in there too, like another
little Bruce Timm.
I could see that.
Some Jack Kirby a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely see Bruce Timm for sure. And Jack Kirby, because just the subject matter. Pretty much anything Mignola seems like a Jack Kirby.
If Eric Larson or Mike Mignola ever do anything, you can guarantee that Jack Kirby was a direct inspiration.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you think it's missing something?
No, I think there's maybe too much.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because the Nazis kind of show up in it, and I think they're a little extraneous, especially since they aren't really the main villain of this.
Right. It wouldn't seem like a Mike Mignola thing if there wasn't a Nazi there.
Right, yeah, I get that. And, I understand the timeline, they would definitely be there.
They mentioned Hitler. They're retrieving technology for Hitler.
Right. The aforementioned Iron Prometheus, a Iron Man-like suit of armor. Say, that is a nice suit.
Yeah, it is. It's very much like the original Iron Man.
Yeah, clunky and gigantic.
Mm-hmm. Just like the show, clunky and gigantic.
It's more like my sex life.
Oh, bam! Right in there. But yeah, it's cool. It's just fun. There's brains talking, like brains in jars.
I do pretty much always love the brain in a jar. Yeah.
Like it's got all the. I'm flipping through. Like it's got all the
giant monkeys.
Nazis.
Nazis.
There's a Wendigo, I think. Even serpents. Evil Asian.
Ancient Chinaman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other worlds. Lovecraftian creatures.
And I get that Mike Mignola has this world he's created that's, like Lovecraftian and Nazis and monkeys and
right.
And part of it is like that's awesome that he's like got this he's found this niche or whatever, but part of me like that's why I only read the first few Hellboy miniseries, because I always felt like everything like nothing was new. It was never bad,
right?
But it was always like something I felt like I'd already read it 2 or 3 times before.
Well, I think that's just the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is building a world, and yes, those are part of that. But like with each Hellboy series, he's also revealing another piece of a puzzle, and like the same with the BPRD. It's all part of like this big picture he's building, and so some things are similar. Like with the BPRD, like they're fighting like frog creatures,
right?
And after like the 6th miniseries of them fighting frog creatures, I'm a little tired of it,
right?
But I realize that he is doing something,
right?
He's going somewhere, and so it does involve a little bit of patience. But he is like working towards something, and each miniseries reveals like another piece of that.
See, I've never read BPRD, and I honestly couldn't tell you why, because I think it looks awesome. It looks like something I'd enjoy. But this brings up a good point, because this made me want to like check out some more of that universe. Can you just read like Plague of Frogs by itself, or do you have to start like BPRD? Do you have to read all like 12 graphic novels or whatever in order?
All right. Well, it's no Captain America, where you do have to read every previous trade paperback in order to read the most recent one.
Right.
But, you can read one, like whatever the most recent one came. I wouldn't say the most recent one, because it's part of like a trilogy.
Bastards.
Yeah. But like, yeah. Alright, here's what I'm gonna say. Sorry, Joe. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It all makes sense now.
When you and I probably first got into comics, comics were a little easier to get into, because storylines were like, you could pick up one comic and it would be one story.
Yeah.
But, there would also be subplots that were going back several issues, or even storylines where, like, you see, like, a page of, like, Kraven the Hunter in the background doing something. Who is that guy? What the hell is he up to?
Yeah.
And that just makes you want to get into, like, the previous stuff and then continue on to see where that's going to go. And I think that the BPRD is kind of like that. Like, I think that you could easily just pick up a trade and read it.
Volume 5 or whatever.
Right, but there's going to be elements in there that are going to refer to previous things, and also that are also going to tie in during a later miniseries.
Just to entice the reader.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's kind of what that book is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I might start checking some of these out, because I think, honestly, like, I always thought it looked cool, but once Kevin Nolan started doing covers for it, I really contemplated just starting buying them from there. Right. But I was like, it's so far along, I don't know. Like,
that is a shame that it was only Kevin Nolan covers. He only did the covers. He realized.
Yeah, I know, but those were so fucking amazing.
Oh, he's good. I can give you that. But Guy Davis is also super awesome.
Oh yeah, he's great. I like Guy Davis.
Gabriel Ba has drawn some of the 1946, 1947.
Oh really? I didn't realize that. Yeah. I thought it was all Guy Davis.
No.
Sorry, Joe. Oh, that would burn. That was pizza natural ice. Well, yeah, I'll check those out. Because that was enjoyable. That seems like one of those fun books. Like, because I know I read a lot of like indie,
right,
sad bastard, weird autobiographical stuff. I really like reading just like a fun, pulpy or superhero story every once in a while, like once a month or two, So this realm could be something I might dabble in.
You pretentious fuck.
Occasionally, I slum it along with your kind, and the lost souls that meander around in my store, looking for the next part of Second Coming or whatever. Occasionally I degrade myself into that category and buy a Batman, as they call them, or a Spider-Man.
Now admit it. Since we've been doing this show, you've probably read more superhero comics than you probably ever did.
Not ever did.
But you've read more than a few that you never would have looked at.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, would you say that you're probably missing out by being
an elitist snob?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm missing out, because I think overall the books that I was spending my time reading I like better. I really do. But that's like only listening to hip hop when you could be enjoying hip hop and metal and switching it back and forth. I think being a well-rounded fan of any medium, it makes more sense than
sticking with one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. Because I'm actually sort of the opposite of you. I'm a superhero guy, but I do enjoy reading a sad bastard comic here and there.
Right.
Like my next comic that I'm going to pick is probably not going to have any sort of fight scenes or really any action or people in tights.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird, because then actually I'm thinking it's a superhero book.
That's fun. Yeah.
So see, we're learning from each other.
Yeah.
Proof positive.
Yeah, I've read more of non-superhero books since we've been doing. Again, maybe not more, but a wider variety of them.
All right. Yeah, because you read all the crime stuff and
and I've always loved Daniel Klaus, and
right.
Wilson is awful.
It was disappointing.
Yeah,
disappointing.
Sorry, Pat.
Well, he enjoyed it, so he's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I didn't enjoy Wilson, but I will say it's almost my least favorite thing he's ever done.
It's my second least favorite thing he's ever done. I really enjoyed his execution of it.
Yeah. The idea, fucking awesome.
Yeah. And his art is always amazing, and just seeing what he pulled off with Wilson was great. I just, by the end of the story, I was just like,
Yeah, you just didn't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But, I think, Velvet Glove is,
the only thing that bottoms it.
Mm-hmm.
I still think excuse me, man, what the fuck? Death Ray is my favorite thing.
Death Ray is pretty awesome. I like David Boring a lot.
David Boring's good.
Ice Haven.
Pussy.
Hell, even Lloyd Llewellyn.
Yeah, I liked Lloyd Llewellyn. The murder family, is that what they're called?
The Ugly Family.
Ugly Family.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Good stuff. But we're not here to talk about him.
Lobster Johnson by Daniel Klaus.
I would read it. I would read a Hellboy story by him. That'd be good. Oh yeah, make that happen, somebody.
That also, like the Bizarro comics and the Strange Tales. I love seeing like indie comic book artists who've never done a superhero story do superhero stories.
Yeah.
I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things in the world.
Bizarro Comics was awesome. Strange Tales was really good.
Even if the story fails, like on multiple levels, it's still amazing to look at and see what they did.
Right. It almost seems like sacrilegious somehow.
Yeah.
Because all these characters are so like well guarded and everything by the companies, but
like it's like you can totally see like James Kolchaka doing like a Hulk story and it works. But then, like, you never could see Jim Lee doing an autobiographical comic strip.
In his style.
Yeah.
Wow, that would suck.
Yeah.
Although I would love to see him do an autobiographical strip about being stuck on an elevator that stops at 30 floors. I'd sign it for you, Jim. Oh, that happened. That's awesome. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like just seeing like Aquaman playing acoustic guitar in Bizarro Comics and Nightcrawler walk through the park and Strange Tales. Yeah,
I think really what it comes down to is like a lot of like indie artists, like indie people who do indie comic books are cartoonists first and foremost, and like they can be flexible with what they do.
Right.
Whereas, like a Travis Charest, or Charest, he's pretty much got that one style, and it's awesome to look at.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much only going to work for like superheroes and science fiction.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be hard to read. Like, can you imagine like reading a Talking Heads story, like
boring,
like a Bendis Peoples kind of story?
Yeah,
by him. Yeah, that would be bad.
See, even the Bendis thing, like, he works with a lot of good artists, but his best work is when he's drawing himself because it's that cartoony style. And, that just works better for what he does. And like, seeing that in the Avengers, seeing John Romita Jr. draw, 34 panels of just heads talking.
Right.
It's not what I want to see John Romita Jr.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to see some ass kicking.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But that, again, has nothing to do with Lobster Johnson, The Iron Prometheus.
Which is a good book. It's a 5-issue miniseries collected into one volume.
Yes, it is. I bought this at Half Price Books.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure we have one at the store if not, I'm going to order one. Because I think it needs to be there.
even if he did have one, I still would have bought this at half-price books.
Because it was half price?
Because it was half-price.
That's pretty good. Because what is it, 15?
18.
18, so that was 9. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. I would have bought that for 9 if I would have saw it there.
Yeah. But I think my biggest problem lies within myself with this book, in that I really should have just caught up with like all of Hellboy and BPRD before reading this.
Do you buy the trades of Hellboy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 10th one just came out this week. The Gentleman Corpse or something. Gentleman something.
Crooked Man.
Crooked Man, that's the one. That's the one. Gentleman for Blondes.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
I think that's like a collection of his stories he did with Richard Corbin.
Yeah, I think so.
Love Richard Corbin too.
Yeah, I did read that. Actually, that's the one Hellboy thing I have read recently is that where Hellboy goes to Mexico. I forget what it's called.
In Mexico.
In Mexico. I don't think that's the same one. In Mexico, I think that's the one where he battles Nazis in outer space. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. Richard Corbin is awesome.
It's again another one that I haven't read yet. I've been, I don't know, because buying the trades of Hellboy, like again, it makes me feel out of the loop. Like every time I see like an individual issue come out, like I want to buy it, but at the same time, I know it's better if I just buy the trade. Cheaper and more collectible, and like less space, and I can find it all in one spot.
More collectible, like collect,
like just compact.
Oh no,
in one area.
I think meant like
where I'm not going to have issue 1 in my bedroom, issue 2 in this office, issue 3 in the bathroom.
I have an issue with your bedroom too.
Well,
every time I'm in there, I feel like I've got issues.
Yeah, well,
talk about that.
Deal with it.
Yeah,
just deal with it.
Next episode we'll talk. Yeah. I think I'm going to start reading some BPRDs at least.
Yeah. I can lend you some.
That would be awesome, but it'll probably take me a while to get to it.
Well, that's fine.
Unless you pick it.
Yeah. And, I've got those nice big hardcovers of the Hellboy stories.
See, I like reading smaller versions of stuff.
No, you're not going to. You're going to read the nice big hardcover.
I don't want to mess them up. I like eating when I read comics. I'm usually like eating breakfast or laying in bed or on the toilet when I read a comic.
No.
I wasn't when I did this, I promise.
That's fine. I don't red flag.
I did eat breakfast when I read this.
Oh, I can see the cereal on it. The soy milk.
Yeah. You can smell the soy milk from here. Yeah, that was me.
Well, I read most of it at my parents' house.
I was imagining horrible scenarios, one by one.
But speaking of horrible scenarios, I say let's take a break.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go to Meyer and get a cherry moya?
Sure.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
See if they have them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then we might have a story to tell afterwards, because Lord knows we have nothing right now.
I was going to say, we need it.
Yeah. Alright, let's take a break.
Bye.
It's a short one today, folks.
That's what she said.
Be back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
The great Cherimoya experiment has failed.
It was not as good as I remembered. I swear they were so good. It was like a dessert. It was a treat. It was amazing.
It tasted like a salty banana without the flavor.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's pretty apt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this lingering, like, ashtray taste in my mouth or something, like chalk.
Yeah, chalky. Yeah.
$5 piece of fruit.
$5 piece of fruits. I would say 90% of it's seeds.
Yeah, it was a lot of seeds. It's about the size of a grapefruit.
A little smaller.
Yeah, especially when you count the seeds.
Yeah.
And I can't count that high.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them, and they're huge. They're big. But yeah, man, I swear I'm gonna buy another one sometime when, maybe if it feels softer or something, because that one felt pretty hard. But I remember them being so excellent, and that was pretty.
You are rubbing your nipples right now, just at the thought of it.
I kind of was. That was weird. I was trying to cool myself down. Well, maybe just get a little milk action going on. Man, it's been a bunch of bad. Now the Cherimoya, like, this is it's not been a good week.
I'm sorry. Really?
No, well,
this is the first I've heard of there being problems.
No. I mean, everything's fine. It's just mostly we've just had a couple of problems at the house, and like, first of all, we don't
personal.
No, just more like
personalities clashing.
No, it's not like the real world or your Big Brother. It's first of all, we don't have air conditioning,
right.
so it's been
that sucks. It's
nasty.
Like 300 degrees outside.
It's been 300. There's
1,000% humidity.
We keep all of our doors open, like the screen door's closed, but
so you've been broken into like a couple 50, 60 times this week.
Actually, no. You know what? Since I've moved there, I've never ever once locked that side door, and I just don't even worry about it because Uma would just kill a bitch if they tried to come in. She goes crazy when like a mailman or somebody comes,
or a black person or a Chinese person. Yeah. But I don't know if she would have it in her to.
I think she would. I think she would kill somebody. Yeah. I mean, at least that's the assumption I'm operating under, because it
makes you feel better.
I feel safe, like, leaving my doors unlocked. It's kind of cool.
I mean, she's big and she's loud, but she's such a sweetheart.
She is, but I feel like she could rip a nutsack off with one bite. But so yeah, we've got our just our screen doors closed, but there's holes in all of our screens. And I don't know how this happened, like if this happened because there's holes in the screens or if some more nefarious plot has been hatched, but I actually can show you a picture. I can show you a picture. We have...
Because that would work great on this podcast.
Well, I'm just showing you. And you can describe it. This one and the next one, like, you can see all the flies on our, like, washer and dryer there. There's like 6 of them there.
Yeah.
And, like, push the right button and look under our light in our kitchen.
Wow.
They're everywhere. Yeah. There's like hundreds of flies in our house.
Wow, you have a corpse hiding somewhere.
It's possible.
Well, you've lived there for 2 summers now. I mean, did this happen all last year?
No, not at all. Yeah, not at all.
Well, I'm sure, again, the holes in the screen probably don't help that.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
Why are they all congregating in there?
Yeah, how can they all get in? And you can't even see them all in that picture.
Right.
And in the basement where the washer and dryer are, there's a light, and there's like 30 or 40 of them, like, all over the light.
And that's in your room.
Yeah, basically. It's like right around the corner from my room. Luckily, I've seen one fly in my room, like, buzzing around, but they all congregate in the laundry room and the kitchen. So I'm like, is it around the water pipes? Like, what are they?
They have something about heat.
Yeah.
Dryer, stove.
Right. I don't get it. That's
weird.
But so there's that.
Or it could be you're living in the Amityville house.
That's what Kathleen said. Yeah, she's like, it's Amityville horror. Well, and that, and like for the last 4 or 5 days, our shower won't drain, so we can't shower there. So I've been taking, like, as Kathleen calls them, hooker baths, like in the bath in the sink. Or I've been stopping at my mom's on the way to work, or stopping at Kathleen's after work and showering there. And then, like, tonight, before I came over and why I was late, we took a wet vac and we were, like, sucking all the, like, gray water out of our bathtub that was pooling there. And this is in the upstairs, like, second floor. And we were... and, like, we have this giant wet vac that you can, like, dip a bucket into and, like, throw the water out. And so I was dipping a bucket into the wet vac and throwing the water out the window, and it was, like, splattering all over the sidewalk, and it was just, and I got, like, water splashed, like, you know, shit and dirt water, like, on my socks, like, when I was doing it, and I was just like, this is gross. And all I wanted was a cherry moya to take the pain away. And we got the chalky ashtray salty banana that we did have.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's alright.
We had pizza.
Yeah, we had good pizza.
Good company.
With Wheeler Hall.
Yeah.
That was good times.
Yeah, nobody else, though, because...
everybody else hates us.
Yeah. Or they're just assholes. Pat Kane, Jeff Potter, talking about you.
Assholes. We hate you both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's been good, though. Good times. Good times overall. I just hurt my neck. I'm falling apart over here.
Because it was that blatant lie you just told.
Yeah, I was
like,
like,
having a good day.
Yeah,
I'm having a good day.
Yeah. Stricken with pain as the lie escapes my lips. Yeah, but those things. But on the positive side, yeah, I got to see Damien Jotto the other night. That was fun. Me and you got to, like we just said, go out for pizza with Wheeler. Good times. Is that Art Adams? Oh.
Yeah.
She have red lips?
Green.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You're in good company.
Awesome. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Good company, good pizza, Damien Jurado, Drawing Night, La Rosa's,
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Picked up an Iron Maiden CD.
Iron Maiden, some Mastodon.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
Good, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got off work early Friday. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Just chill. I just fucking sat and didn't.
That's a good Friday.
That's all I can afford to do. I am broke as shit.
Yeah, car problems.
Car problems, rent problems.
Anyone with an extra car or
extra rent
a summer home that you're not using? Drop us a line.
Yeah.
And by that I mean spread some cocaine out. Let us do it.
Yeah. So, I do have a story to tell about this here building I live in.
Oh.
It used to be the biggest problems that I would face while living here was that, just the hard water.
Hard water, huh?
I was used to soft water when I moved in here.
What does that mean exactly?
They just kind of like a water purification thing. Like soft water has like minerals and stuff that hard water does.
So if you have a shampoo your head, which one do you prefer? You need the hard water to get it out?
I prefer soft water.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's a treat whenever I go house sit for my parents because they have soft water. Although I've been used to the hard water living here for 10 years now, but, But, that's pretty much, like the thing that, is the only thing that I had problems here, or, the occasional ceiling would crash down.
Right.
But no, yeah, and then, my current neighbors moved in.
They added to your list of things.
And then there was the purse place down the way that got broken into like 4 times in a month.
It's kind of scary.
There was always just trashy people coming in and out of that place at all hours of the night. But they went away, and now there is a used media store there. Mm-hmm. CD Depot. They sell used CDs, video games, movies, stuff like that. Much like our friends over at the Game Swap, which I am a loyal customer to.
And why wouldn't you be?
They're our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, friends of the show.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That's true.
But, but, you know, I mean, yeah, obviously I'm going to check out to see what they got, because maybe they have something that GameSwap doesn't have. Maybe they're cheaper. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta find out.
You gotta find out. They really didn't have anything different or better or whatever. It's a small store, so they don't have a ton of stuff anyway. But that's not where the story lies.
Oh.
According to my mother, who owns the beauty shop in this building, there was a car that pulled up to the door there at CD Depot, and there's parking spots. This was parked like in the throughway. You know, cars would be trying to get in and out. And apparently it was the guy who owns the place, his wife, who apparently has a restraining order against her. She's not allowed to be within, you know, certain
500 feet or something.
Right. Apparently she was in California. She came back to Ohio and found out that he had this store now, and just pulled up and just glared at him from the parking lot for 5 minutes.
The evil stare?
The evil stare. And then, well, he had to call the cops because she broke the violation. She violated the restraining order.
Wow.
And then she, fucking peeled out of here. There are still tire tracks in the parking lot from where she sped the fuck out. And then the cops were here for, 2 hours, questioning him and
poor guy.
trying to find out where she might be.
Poor guy, he just wants to sling a little used media.
Yeah. How about poor me? I'm just trying to live a peaceful life. I don't want to be bothered. My landlord doesn't want to be bothered.
Right, Buddy doesn't want to be bothered.
Buddy doesn't want to be bothered. Buddy, least of all, wants to be bothered.
Oh.
Buddy's the cat.
He lives in
He's awesome.
Lives in the building.
He lives in the building.
He doesn't need that shit.
No. He's stressed out enough as it is.
Right. That's a bummer. So did they find her, do you know?
I guess they went out and arrested her. Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. But now we gotta worry about psychotic bitches, breaking into, the building.
Right.
Yeah.
Burning it down.
Uh-huh.
Burning it down.
Burning it down.
Right.
Yeah. I live here.
I know, exactly, right? You don't want that to happen.
No.
Nobody does, except for her, clearly.
Right.
She does.
Oh, that bitch.
She needs to be stopped.
She does.
Maybe she's behind bars right now.
I hope so. 'Cause I don't want my house burning down.
If you're listening, bitch, stay behind the bars.
Yeah, you cunt. Cunty Magoo.
Don't burn it down. It's
Don't.
just, you're above all that.
Yeah.
You've moved on.
Yeah.
You said your thing. You did the stare.
Yeah. He knows you're here.
Right.
He knows your trouble.
Right.
He's going to back off.
Right. It's like an old Western.
So you better back off.
It's like a Western. This doesn't need to end in a gunfight. Somebody
Prove
always
your
does.
points.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
Keep it that way.
Exactly.
You want to kidnap his kids while he's at home? You do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do it here.
Yeah.
Don't burn the place down. All my stuff's here.
Some of my stuff, maybe.
Some of your stuff might be here. I got a book or two. Of
Yeah,
yours
probably.
Yeah.
A DVD.
Yeah, DVD for sure. Some other people's stuff might be here too.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, good lord, yes.
Yeah. But definitely all of my stuff is here.
Oh, right.
All of it. I have nothing at my parents' house to go back to.
Really?
Yeah,
Nothing.
everything I own is here.
No comics or anything?
Nope.
See, most of my comics are in my mom's basement.
See? So when a bitch comes down and burns your house down,
That's fine.
you're fine.
Yeah,
You got all your comics at your mom's.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, at least it didn't end in gunplay.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, you're right, it hasn't ended.
The store's only been here a week, so
wow,
who knows what the fuck's going on.
There's already people driving across the country to stare at the man. Poor guy.
Well, that's what he gets for having shitty selections of movies and video games. Seriously, he had 5 PS3 games.
Maybe that's why she was staring at him. She was like, seriously? You're going to open a store already?
Right, yeah.
You don't have the inventory in your inventory yet, and you're going to...
No Grand Theft Auto, no Red Dead Redemption. No,
You know what that store sounds like to me?
a shitty store.
It sounds like the Cherimoya of used media stores.
I would say so.
Isn't that what Mark Twain said about used media?
Yep.
That it's the Cherimoya of itself. I'm going to get you a good Cherimoya. I'm going to get us a good Cherimoya. Maybe I'll wait till next month. See if they're more ripe or something. It's too bad.
Just go buy one, stick it in the fridge for like a day or two. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. And it'd also be cold, which would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, see, man, they were so sweet before. Yeah. It's like, that'd be like if you went to Dairy Queen and you're like, oh, yeah, you gotta try this ice cream, and then it tasted like, a cold, like, pretzel that you found under your couch.
Right.
I mean, that's how disappointed I was with that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You can live in Dairy Queen after this.
I don't know.
UDF.
What if it tastes like, a hot dog?
That's true. We're gonna get a hot dog and maybe it'll taste like ice cream.
This is crazy town. Be my sugar fly, butter baby. Butterfly sugar mama. I don't know how that
goes.
Don't
do this again.
John Bobosh will give us a cry and then write us an email. Don't fuck with Crazy Town. He had his first bukkake experience while listening to Crazy Town or something. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember. I had a weird thing happen the other day. Me and Doogie were sitting around eating dinner and drinking wine. And
swatting flies.
Sweating because we're
soaking in a bathtub with dirty water.
Yeah. And we decided to go to the grocery for some reason. I can't remember why. He needed to go to the grocery. He needed something.
For a vacation? For a break from the hell that you're
that would have been possibly. I mean, he wanted something he was like, I need pine nuts or something. I mean, I forget what it was. And then so I was like, I'm still drinking this wine. I was on my second or third glass, and I had just poured it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm still drinking wine when I finish this. And he goes, you can bring it with you. And I was like, really? Okay. So we went out to get in his van, and I had this glass of wine. And this is when I realized, this is when I was thinking, I was like, am I white trash? And I was walking out of my East Dayton neighborhood, house. And then, what solidified the fact that I am indeed white trash was that...
the wine was from a box, first of all.
No, it was a real bottle of wine. A Spanish Malbec, buddy. Bottom shelf, though, is $6 wine. But my roommate, Mindy's kitty cat, Burger, was asleep he wasn't asleep, he was laying on the front porch just lounging. And I was like, hey, Burger, and I was petting him on the way out to the van. And I was like, we should bring him with us. And Doogie was like, okay. So I grabbed him with my other hand, and we got in his van, and I was sitting there, and I was like, we were driving to the grocery, and I was like, I've got a glass of wine in one hand and a kitty cat in the other. And I was like, am I white trash? And Doogie was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But it was fun. It was a good little grocery trip. We left him in the van though, but we were only in there 5-10 minutes because we grabbed some coffee and whatever Doogie wanted.
Well, how was he in the van?
The kitty cat? Oh, he was operating the pedals and the radio. Yeah, it was good. He knew what he was doing. His hair was flowing in the wind.
No, the cat. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fine. He just laid in my lap and he kind of just looked around. And then when we got back to the van, I opened the door and he tried to dart out. I had to grab him because he was he was alone in a enclosed device. Yeah, he was probably freaked out a little, so felt kind of bad.
I don't think that classifies you as white trash.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a weird, but you are also probably drunk.
I was drunk. Yeah, it was a poor decision.
Yeah. Now, did you go into the grocery store with the wine?
I finished it before we got to the grocery.
Okay, yeah. Right. If you would have done that, then you're white trash.
That would have been bad, yeah. And I didn't have a shirt on, and I was yelling from three of my kids.
So I wound up posting something today on Facebook, which I have never not seen my neighbors leave the house without an open beer.
Really?
Yeah. Because I heard them being trashy fucks. And I looked out my window, and he was walking to his car, and he had a bottle of beer in his hand. Yesterday, when I left here to I forget what the hell did I do yesterday?
What was yesterday?
Saturday. Oh, I went out to get some lunch, and I walked out my door at the same time they were walking down the stairs. Open beer.
Do they drive with the open beer?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because, they left for an hour.
Wow. See, I think, honestly, I'm a man of 33 years.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've ever had an opened container of alcoholic beverage in a moving vehicle in my entire life.
As of 31 years of age, almost 32, I've never done that.
One of my friends growing up when we were in high school, I remember we were hanging out at his house, and I was drinking a can of soda, and we started to get in his car to go somewhere, and he flipped out because he thought the open container law was precisely that.
Yeah.
And we had to calm him down and be like, no, seriously, dude. These are the kind of nerds that I grew up with. We were like, no, seriously, it means, open alcoholic beverage.
Right.
There was no Wikipedia then. We couldn't prove it to him. But, he was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And we were like, are you serious? And, I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I've never seen him drink anything in the car when we were driving around together.
Wow. Yeah. I can't not drink something in the car.
Yeah. Apparently neither can your neighbor.
Yeah.
So that's just one more thing you guys have in common.
I remember when I went to Las Vegas. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. Well, not at the time. She was my girlfriend at the time. But we were walking around the casinos, and I think we were in the Aladdin. And they had a bar, and I was like, oh yeah, I should get a drink, walk around, And so I got the drink, and we were gonna go to a different casino, but I just bought this.
Oh right, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, take it with you. It's like, but it's their glass, it's clearly open container,
right?
She's like, yeah, nobody cares. It's Las Vegas.
Wow. That's awesome. So they don't even care if you walk away with the glass.
So yeah, we walked out, and I finished drinking it, and I just left it on a newspaper box or something like that.
That does seem like something you wouldn't be surprised to see in Vegas. Just drinks everywhere. I don't think I'm ever going to go to Vegas. If I do, it'll be one of those afternoon deals. Just where you're on your way somewhere else and you stop in for the afternoon. It just seems too crowded, too noisy, too gross.
As a person who does not like people, it's really not that bad.
Really?
Yeah. It's a really enjoyable time.
Really?
You should go.
Really?
Yeah. Get the full experience.
I don't like gambling.
So, I didn't gamble.
Okay. Really?
I used a slot machine once.
Yeah.
At a 7-Eleven that was somewhere else. Because slot machines are everywhere.
In the doctor's office.
Yeah. We did actually have to go to the doctor's office while we were in Vegas.
What happened?
And she had an infection in her throat or something, so we had to get that taken care of. But there weren't slot machines in the doctor's office.
Right.
But when we had to stop for gas, there was a slot machine at the 7-Eleven.
It's amazing.
Slot machines right when you get off the plane from the airport.
So what was it that you liked about it?
It was just fun, Just I love big cities, and it was kind of pseudo futuristic.
All the lights and
and I will also admit that I went in December, so it was it never really got above 70 throughout the time there, and it wasn't humid at all. So
it's still crowded though.
Not really. It was also the opposite, kind of. But, no, it wasn't really that crowded.
Really?
Yeah, there's people everywhere, but, not not to the point where it would be impossible to, enjoy yourself.
Okay. Huh.
It is a tourist spot, but,
right. It just doesn't seem like something I'd be really into, but I never know.
The Star Trek experience.
What's that?
It's the Star Trek experience.
Do you get to get on the bridge or something?
I didn't go, but I had a friend who went once, and they have a setup of the Enterprise there, and
nice.
It's like a Star Trek museum, but it's interactive at the same time. And, you can
See Tom Jones, probably.
Maybe, yeah. Any number of musicians.
Robert Goulet.
I think he's dead. Prince was there when I was there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was at the Aladdin.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'd like to see Prince, but I'm sure it'd be like $80 or something.
I'm sure it was. I'd probably go see like a Gallagher or something like that. Or a Carrot Top, maybe.
David Blaine. Or what's the Mind Freak guy? What's his name?
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel, that's it. Yeah. He's horrible.
David Blaine's worse.
See, Kathleen was telling me how great David Blaine is.
Oh, she's wrong.
And I thought she was talking about Chris Angel. I was like, I hate that guy. And then we started describing them more, and she was like, oh, you're talking about Mind Freak. That's a different guy. And I was like, oh, I don't know who David Blaine is. So
David Blaine is the guy who like sat in a box for like a week.
Yeah, she said he like hung up, or he stood on a pole for 3 days, and like.
That's not magic. That's just look at the bullshit I'm doing. And then nobody gave a shit.
Isn't that crazy, though? He hung upside down for like a week or something. And
except he took breaks.
Stood on a pole for...
Yeah, he didn't do it entirely the way like they say he did it. Like he would take breaks and, refresh himself. And it's bullshit. It's not magic. That guy is a fucking piece of shit con artist.
Gosh, now I'm torn.
Well, at least Chris Angel is a goddamn magician. He's a terrible human being. Maybe I've seen like 2 episodes of his show or whatever, but at least he actually performs magic.
But he hangs out with Carrot Top when he does it. So.
Well, wouldn't you?
No, he's so freaky.
You don't want to hang out with 5 foot tall, gigantically muscular, transvestite-looking fucks.
Yeah. You know who Carrot Top reminds me of? Here, like, we got this creeper action figure in a month ago at Mavericks, and it's fucking Carrot Top's face and hair with like a yellow suit on. I was like, oh my god, it's a Carrot Top action figure in a DC Direct Carrot Top.
But so basically, Creeper as a hermaphrodite.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Because that's Carrot Top
with some freckles, maybe. So yeah, I'd like to see some David Blaine footage. I've never seen it before I make my decision, but I'm guessing that I would not be as into it as she was, because I usually don't like that sort of thing. But I'll give him his day in court. Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not a huge fan of magicians, so.
Except for Penn and Teller.
Well, yeah.
Pretty good.
It's because I like their attitude about it.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is, it's magic, we're fucking with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's how we're fucking with you.
Yeah. See, that's fun. They don't try to hold it above your head.
Yeah.
Like, what's that asshole's name?
David Blaine.
David Blaine, yeah. No, David Copperfield. Is that him?
Yeah. That's also another asshole.
Yeah.
David Blaine, David Copperfield, Chris Angel, they're all assholes. David Blaine probably a bigger asshole than all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, fight.
Ooh.
Kathleen gonna
punch her in the fucking face.
That's what you do.
That's what I do.
It's kind of your thing.
It's how you greet people. Women, mostly.
Well, I thought that was always your thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ow, I hurt myself.
So what have we learned today?
We have learned...
I may not be white trash, but I'm...
borderline
white trash.
We've learned that I hate people and will burn bridges with all my friends.
Mm-hmm. Peruvian is it Peruvian fruit? How do you say Peruvian fruit might not be as good as I had thought.
We've learned that I don't know.
I think that was about it.
I've learned nothing.
Yeah,
It's pretty much. Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I should pick a movie then.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch Primer.
Awesome. Is that the what is that? That sounds familiar.
It's a time travel movie.
I know what you're talking about. Okay,
Right.
I know what you're talking about. Cool.
Because I don't really want to talk about it because I'm gonna watch it first.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right.
What did you think?
I was thinking. I don't know what I thought Primer was.
Did you think it was the Meryl Streep Uma Thurman movie Prime?
It's the sequel, right?
And 28 Days Later is the sequel to the Sandra Bullock rehab movie, 28 Days.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought when I had Netflix send them both to me for the weekend. That was a weird time, I'll tell you.
Cool. No, seriously, like you seemed really hesitant about that with whatever you thought it was.
I'm not sure what I thought it was, but I thought that might be it, and now I know that it is.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm good.
So no veto?
No veto.
Okay.
No. No toll, sir.
Good. All right, so Primer next week. This week was Lobster Johnson, the Iron Prometheus. My name has been Eric Schonborn.
And I, as always, am Daffodil Landscape.
Good night.
Good night.
Gutter Trash can be downloaded at www.guttertrash.net, iTunes, Podcast Alley, and Feedburner. You can also find us at myspace.com/guttertrash_net, seanborn.net, and buyerbewarecomics.blogspot.com. Contact us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. We'll see you next time.